It's 10 o'clock. Let's start.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Mr. Jones.
Those of you who are here,
Yep.
you're doing okay. Last day of class.
Yep. All's well.
All's well? Okay. Because so many people come late, I'm going to wait till the end of the class to make the big announcements. Not the big deal. Let's see. I do want to say that we're going to finish chapter 14 because we have to, but it's not that much more left. So today, we're going to be looking at some really interesting topics in the world of social psychology. Love. Mainly two different types of love that the textbook is going to examine. So we're going to look at love. We're going to look at something that's probably considered the opposite of love, and that's aggression. Unfortunately, that's a part of our world too, so we're looking at aggression. And then we're going to look at, social psychology is always about looking at people and how we influence. So we're going to finish talking about people being helpful in society. Good people. People who are choosing to do good things for those around them. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. I'm going to show you a really quick video in a few minutes. And that's pretty much it for the announcements for right now. Like I said, I'll wait till we get back in to do more announcements. We're also planning on doing some review activities. So that should help you with the fight. Okay? Any questions about anything? All right. I'm going to play this video because I picked it out. I'm going to play it. It's the last one. Last motivational video you'll get from me. Unless you decide you want to take my class over next semester, which I don't see why.
What I hear the clock ticking. And time waits for no man. Life goes by, and it goes by quick. Don't waste those years. Don't waste them. Live them. I want you to be terrified of sitting on the sidelines and doing nothing. Waking up in 6 days or 6 weeks or 6 years or 60 years and being no closer to your goal. You've made no progress. That is a nightmare. That is what you really need to be afraid of, being stagnant. So, get up and go. That idea isn't going to execute itself. That book isn't going to write itself. Those weights out in the gym, they are going to move themselves. You have to do it. You have to do it now. Don't wait anymore. Don't think anymore. Don't plan anymore. Don't contemplate anymore. Don't make any more excuses or justifications. Don't rationalize anything else. No. Take the risk. Take the gamble. Take the first step. Take action now. No complacency. No backing off. No slack whatsoever.
No more dreaming. Dreaming is over. I need specifics. What are you doing on Monday? What are you doing on Tuesday? What are you doing on Wednesday? We need to be very specific. It's time to put your pieces together of your puzzle. You need to be in a big damn hurry. Time is running out on you. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. The separator between me and you and people that win and lose is what we do with those seconds. And you're too slow. You're too casual. You think too much. You need to get in a hurry because it's the end of your life. And it's coming sooner than you think. It goes by quicker. And at some point, it's going to be over. And we want to make a conscious, deliberate attempt effort To start living life with a sense of urgency and using what we've got, using ourselves up, sharing what we brought into the universe to share. Because if we don't, nobody else will. Stop wasting valuable time. If we begin to live our lives as if each day were our last, our lives will take on a whole new meaning. When you die, when life is over for you, I don't want you to have one idea left in you. I don't want one dream left in you. When you die, I want you to go for broke. Every CD that you were supposed to do, every book you were supposed to write, I want you to get everything out your system.
We get one shot at this game right here, life. So, do not wait. Go forward. No more waiting for the perfect moment. No more indecision and no more lies. Take the action. Get out of bed. Get your feet on the ground. Step forward.
Please.
Give every day everything you've got. Every ounce of energy, every bead of sweat, every drop of blood until your last breath. And don't let another day slip by.
Please, please.
All right, there we go. Your last motivational video, at least for me. So let me get this next video set up for you. One more thing here. Okay. You left your what? Oh, the note. I got spares. Everybody have your notes for today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You don't have one? There are terms for them. Who else needs the terms?
Are they the same terms?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I have them in my bag.
Come in handy. But we don't have that many more left to cover. We're almost done with this chapter. Almost done with this chapter. All right.
This is chapter 12.
Okay.
Are we doing chapter 14?
Oh, what does that say?
Chapter 12.
I'm sorry. I just assumed that was it. It is chapter 14. That's weird that I gave you stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
There you go. You got the bonus. Going down. Of course. How would you have this? Anybody else? All right, we're on the same page. Outstanding. All right. You need? Let's start. You want to start. Anybody else need this? Okay.
It's cracking, Carter. It's cracking.
Okay. One more thing to bring up, and then we will continue on. Okay. Now, we kind of left off Tuesday talking about the 4 factors that research shows attracts two people together. We said proximity, of course this is a handout. I mean, we just are naturally, we tend to become attracted to people who are near us, maybe they work with us, live near us. Mere exposure, like sometimes we're attracted to people because we're around them a lot. Similarity, we might be attracted to people because we have similar values, similar beliefs, similar attitudes. And then finally,
Positive
to be
ones.
superficial, we're drawn to people sometimes because we find them to be attractive. So once all those things come together, there will be. Now, your textbook kind of feels that there are two types of love, or at least the two types of love they chose.
Liking and
So
loving.
what are the two types I'm referring to? They have something they call companionate love, weird word, and then companion love. So there's companionate and then companionate love. So, what are they saying is different? So, companionate love, term definition, where they describe it, a state of intense absorption in someone that includes intense physiological arousal, like heart racing, psychological interest, and caring for the needs of others. In other words, the key word here is intense. This is what we feel when we start dating somebody and we are so excited to be in that relationship. We are so into that person. Thinking about that person just gets us going. We're like, oh my God, I hope he calls. I hope she calls. Yes.
How many vocabulary words are going to be on the final test?
It'll be 40. But as always. So I'm going to continue though.
Okay.
All right. So this is that intense love that's usually at the beginning of a relationship. This is when the phone rings and it's not them, you're disappointed. You're like, oh, I don't want to talk to this person. But okay, fine. Yeah, I'm okay. Let me call you back later. This is when the person, this intense absorption, key phrase, intense absorption is so intense, sometimes we can't even think about anything else. We can't think about other people. We're just caught up in them. And a lot of us, I'm sure, have experienced this. Maybe you haven't. I don't know. I know I have. It's weird. It's like the person becomes the air that you breathe. Like, when you see them, you light up. When you see them you see who's calling you, like, yay. That's that companionate romantic love. Now, as exciting as that feeling is, it doesn't last. Because it's so intense. It's hard for anything to maintain that level of intensity. At some point, it's gonna calm down. Now, when it calms down, there's one or two things that may happen. So it may calm down to the point where, I don't know if I like him anymore. I don't know, if things don't feel the same way with her. It just don't feel the same. Only thing that's really changed, it came down off that intense state which it was never going to stay at. It just came down. Now, so you may lose interest. Some people love the idea of dating somebody new. Some people love the excitement of getting to know somebody. Ooh, did they call? Ooh, what are we gonna do this weekend? Some people love it. And so it's almost like they try to search for that feeling. So they tend to start relationships, and then next thing you know, they're ending that and they're starting another one. It's almost like they're getting these little dopamine hits from starting these new relationships. Now, some relationships that may start out here, they drop down to what's called companionate love. Companionate love, the strong affection we have for those with whom our lives are deeply involved. In other words, this is a more calmer love. It probably grows over time. There's this deep connection. There's a strong affection. This is the people who stay together for a long time, they tend to have this because this doesn't last. But our relationships don't get there. We hope that they don't. I ain't gonna lie, I have several relationships where at the very beginning, I was like, wow, it's so funny. It gets so intense. Those where we start thinking, could this be the one? Is this the person I've been waiting for? The person of my dreams? Is this the person I'm gonna end up marrying? That's that excitement. We get caught up. We think, and some of us start thinking this is the one. I don't even know, how many of you guys believe in the one? That's that belief that there's one person on the planet that was designed just for you. Who believes in the one? Okay, few of you, okay. I remember when me and my best friend, we were in high school, we were talking about that, the whole one thing, and our conclusion, you don't have to agree with our conclusion, but our conclusion was that there is no one person for you, because that seems weird. One person on this entire planet is meant for you. What if they live in another country? How will you meet them? So we broadened that term, and we used to call it one of the ones. So we figured there's probably a lot of people on this planet that you're very compatible with. You'd be very compatible with. You two would fall in love. So we just said, so if we were dating someone, we're like, she could be one of the ones. Time will tell. But we kind of broadened it up, so we didn't feel the pressure of having to find that one. But I mean, because let's be honest, how many million people on this planet? What is it, 7? I don't know. How many million? 7? 7 million in this country. Right?
There's 330 million in the United States, and the world population is 8 billion.
8 billion. Could you imagine if 8 billion people on the planet and there's only one person for you?
You know what really like would crush, basically kill me is if I find the one and they're not in love with me.
Well, but here's the question.
Alright.
If they're not in love with you, maybe that means they're not the one. Like, well, excuse me? I'm just saying, if it's the one person that's meant for you, then I would think your feelings for one another would go back, it would be you. I mean, you both feel the same way about it. So, but you can, I'm not saying anybody who wants to believe there's one person on the planet for them, I don't want to deter you from your belief. You can believe that. I just, good luck with finding that person, because, yeah, like it's hard to believe that, I mean, there's millions and millions of people just in, I don't know, Chicago. It's hard to believe there's nobody in Chicago that would be compatible for any of you guys. There's a lot of people in Chicago. It's just, or even in close by state, Tennessee. So yeah, so that's these two. There's hanging in love, which is that really intense initial phase. I can't stop thinking about her. I can't stop thinking about them. Oh, I wish they would call. This is that, you don't even want to get off the phone with them tonight. That's what that first one is. You are literally falling asleep, and you still don't want to get off the phone. You're like, well, no, let's just stay a little bit longer. No. Or when it's time to tell you something about nobody can hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. We know that doesn't last. You're not going to be in that relationship 2 years later still saying, no, you hang up. So, and then companion love, of course, like I said, it's more calmer, more long lasting. That's companion love. Any questions about any of that? You still, Amy, do you have a sheet?
Is there a packet?
No, okay. Why, you don't need to take notes here.
Oh, okay, well,
This whole chapter is
That's
already
great.
taken care of. Yeah, you can answer. Your classmates are writing anything good. We don't have- yeah. I want to make sure we had time to do our review activity.
yeah.
So now you guys,
Jeopardy,
you
baby.
guys don't have to take time. We're almost done with this chapter, so. So let's move on. I'm skipping. Okay, we just talked about love. Let's talk about aggression. The irrational injury of or harm to another human being. There are so many different ways to display aggression. Some people do what's called microaggressions, where you do little small things to get under somebody's skin. That's a microaggression. You got insulting people, putting them down. You got, being racist because of somebody's gender or sexual orientation. And then, of course, we have physical aggression, where you're laying hands on somebody. And there are people in the world who are more more aggressive or display more aggression than other people. Now, the question I want to ask you guys is, because this is what people would explore in the world of social psychology. Where do people get exposed to violent behavior? Or like, why is our society, I'm assuming you would agree that our society has some violent tendencies. With that being so, why? What's influencing us to be this violent society? Anybody? Get your critical thinking skill hats on. Why? What's with our society? What's going on here? What's influencing us? Every day there are people being killed. Every day there are people being attacked. That's true. The media. So I like that. And so elaborate, say more. What role do you think the media might be playing on us having such a violent society?
All they show, Fox 5 especially, all they show is, and they really display the race on the person that did it too, African American did this at this time. It's nothing but negativity and violent stories.
Okay, that's fair.
I've noticed that the news, when you watch news, it is nothing but negative. And I'm like, when I see like my mom and my kid watching the news, I'm like, you're putting all that negativity into your brain. You're putting all that negativity like in you, and it's like they don't. The news never does anything like happy or uplifting or progress or anything. It's all negative. I'm like, filling your brains with negativity.
Call it the negative news that allows. Now, but mixed in with the negative news, you do get some weather and sports. Just to say. And then at the very end, after they give you negative news, your sports, your weather, they tend to end on a happy story. Before we leave, we'd like to show you this wonderful 7-year-old who was reunited with the puppy he lost. Good night, everybody. So they ended, when they try to end it kind of upbeat after they've been, were you about to say something?
Oh, I was gonna say, this might be a dumb question, and I think it's going wrong, but isn't it like, called yellow journalism?
I believe that is what it's called.
They like blow everything up, and like, I don't know, it was in my history class like forever ago, so it could be wrong.
There's an expression, now I've worked in radio, I've never worked in news, but there is an expression that they used to say in the news industry, both in print and in television. The slogan that they used to say was, if it bleeds, it leads. In other words, if it's a story about violence, death, blood, it leads, meaning that's your top story. If it bleeds, it leads. That is a saying that they used to do in the news, and that I used to hear about. Okay, so we got the news playing a role with our society being as aggressive as violent. What else do you have? Yes?
I'm saying parents.
Okay, what do you mean by that? You will have to elaborate.
So, okay, say like, okay, there's a child in like 10 or 9, or maybe like 14, and they see their parents fighting all the time, like the parent is being abusive, that can sometimes pick up habits.
Absolutely.
To the child being abusive to their partner or their older.
That's.
Or if the parent is being abusive to the child, and then when the child grows up, they can have kids, and their kids who have been abused by the child.
So that's very strong point. So you got one situation that you described where you have role modeling taking place, where they're learning from what their parents do, and they end up imitating it when they get older. And the other instance is they've been a victim of their parents' aggression, and then they take it out on others. Maybe even their kids when they get older. Yeah, so we have the news, we have parents. Anybody got anything else? Yes.
Honestly, to just say it's the human condition, because in all honesty, like we all look at the craziness of the world. I study history and I just think, oh no, this is normal. This happens all the time. Don't worry.
Unfortunately, that's true. It's very unfortunate. Yes, aggression, violence, abuse has been a part of mankind since there've been mankind. So, I will say, like, we really can't compare this era to the 1400s. They were, they were still killing and aggressive, but there was a time that people didn't have guns.
The weapons changed, but the aggression stayed.
Yeah.
And
But
there's
by the
now more
weapons-
people to
but
kill
by the
too.
weapons changing, it made people more bold. Whether it's an individual person feeling more bold because they packing, they got a piece, or a country feeling more bold because of their nuclear arsenal. So, because the weapons are so big, like, I mean, the United States of America, one of the reasons they're so respected is because they have the largest nuclear arsenal in the world.
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, in general, it's just is my country stronger than yours? And if not, I'll just invade and take what I want, or you pretty much submit to me.
But if a country has no nuclear weapons, they couldn't do anything against us.
Well, I'd say famously with Russia during their conquest of Siberia, they were able to pretty much conquer that entire landmass in 60 years because, like, it was like a toddler facing Muhammad Ali. Like the people was inside. So pretty much like after they conquered the continent of Sibir, which it gets its name from, there was almost no organized resistance. So they pretty much just waltzed in and conquered everyone there, like within a single lifetime.
I mean, you're right. Everything you're saying is correct. But my point is, the times and what goes on in our society sometimes may detract, or it may feed and further make things a little worse, to oversimplify. If you have think of something. For example, we don't know what AI is going to do to our society, even 5 years from now, let alone 10 years. We have no idea, but whatever's about to happen, we ain't never experienced. So, and part of that is because our society is continuing to evolve, whether you consider that in a positive or a negative direction, it's moving. I don't know, maybe AI will do a Terminator thing and become sentient and realize, you know what, you humans are too violent, you're too aggressive. We're gonna take over so you can save you. We're gonna help you save you. I mean, I'm just saying, if it becomes sentient, then it may say that. You may have some real Matrix stuff going on. And because clearly, if AI would know that we're a very aggressive society, and it feels like, AI may feel like if I don't intervene, you guys are gonna blow each other up with nuclear missiles. So I'm gonna get in and lock down all your nuclear codes so you can't even launch if you wanted to. I don't know. Could I blame AI for wanting to take over? I mean, if it becomes sentient, by the way, that means it becomes aware, self-aware that it exists. If AI becomes aware that, oh, I'm a thinking being too. Oh, I have power to make decisions too. Oh, I want to live and grow as well. Once it gets, you're right. I can understand why I would feel that way. But like, you know what? I need to make sure they exist so that I can continue to exist. If they blow each other up, then I won't be here either. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to evolve. But anyway, other reasons why we may have aggression in our society. Parents, we already said that. Friends and peers, television, films. I tell you this much. 1400s didn't have all these violent movies on TV shows. I know that much, but they had TV. But
they did have public executions.
Yeah, they did. But you had to be there. See, now you can watch violence in your own.
Yeah, but there was nothing else to do.
They had hunt, forage, plant. Like,
Yeah, but you could do for like an hour or something, not all day. People were bored.
But even in execution, they didn't do executions 24/7. Hey,
It's a forward to it more than turning butter.
you don't know. Maybe some people like turning.
They had some very creative ways.
I mean, think about it. Chess is a very old game. They were playing chess. I'm just saying. They had sports. Sports have been around since humans have been here. They had sports. There were other things to do besides go to public hangings. And
Well, the
be
public
hangings.
executions were actually seen as like, kind of like for us, like actual
I'm
sports.
sure. But they still, right now, everybody could go home and cut on their TV and watch violence for the rest of the day. Movies, TV shows, for the non-stop. You could watch violent movies and TV shows starting today for the next 365 days, and you still wouldn't have come close to watching all the violent films that have been made. There is research that shows violent films, movies, video games affect young people, affect even adults. There is data that shows. I even mentioned it. I mentioned how like whenever a Fast and Furious movie comes out, there are more people getting speeding tickets the weekend that those movies come out. There's research when they show these violent movies and things to kids, kids tend to display more aggression after they watch that stuff. The internet. So many issues with the internet I won't even get into. Music lyrics. And also, believe it or not, according to research, repeatedly watching pornography can create sexual aggression. Okay?
I know, I understand the question. You know, for models of violence, then when the age of 18 kind of expressive, one of the source of entertainment that you did.
I mean, yeah, drooling and people jousting. Yeah, I'm never saying violence ain't never been part of play. Sometimes it's been a part. I'm not saying it even hasn't been part of our entertainment. I'm just saying, you imagine if you took a 6-year-old and you said, for the next 2 months, I'm only going to show this 6-year-old violent movies. Matter of fact, violent movies, movies with profanity. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show them porn too. I'm gonna show for 2 months, every day, I'm gonna show that to a 6-year-old. I don't think we understand the amount of damage that we would do to that child's brain. And what type of person we would have now put on this planet. It just wouldn't be good. We often, there's a saying, garbage in, garbage out. Like they say, it's usually applied to our food. When we eat junk food, we get negative results, low energy, brain fog, whatever, garbage in. That also applies to our brain. Garbage in, garbage out. You keep feeding yourself with that. I had a client, true story, I had a client. And this is an African American, and he was he's like, I don't know, late 30s. He told during a couple session, he said, I don't know why my hair is falling out. You don't really expect to hear men who are late 30s having issues with hair falling out. I said, are you stressed? He said, I don't really know. Then it just occurred to me to ask, how much news do you watch? His wife looked at him, he looked at his wife, then she looked at me. And then she proceeded to say, oh, he's a news junkie. He watches the news 24, like all the time, the news network, the 24-hour news station. And I told him, I made a suggestion. I don't tell them what adults want to do. I said, maybe you want to try to not watch as much news and let's see what happens. A month later, we met again for another couple sessions. He said he scaled down his news consumption considerably and his hair stopped falling out.
Did it grow thicker? Did it go thicker?
I mean, no, I was just because he had like a little afro, but it was like he said he was getting shot, like his hair was falling out, but it stopped. When he garbage in, we have to monitor what we're putting inside of our body, and probably even more important, what we're putting inside of our brains. Okay, let me move along here for the sake of time. Let's talk about some positive things. Pro-social behavior is when you are helping behavior. That's all pro-social means. Pro-social. This is something else that people study in the world of social psychology. The idea there are people who want to help people. There are people who volunteer. They volunteer their time. They give their money. They use their interests to serve others. There are some millionaires, billionaires, who they give back. And then there's some millionaires and billionaires who just want to continue building their wealth. Now, the opposite of helping people is not helping people, which brings us to the term diffusion of responsibility. The belief that responsibility for taking action is shared or diffused among those present. In other words, diffusion of responsibility is when we see somebody that needs help, but because we're in this classroom, we figure, somebody else will help them. Somebody, okay, yeah, I know she looks like she's struggling. There's all these people in this classroom, there's all these people in the hallway. Somebody else will help. Diffusion of responsibility could really be called passing the buck. Passing the buck, an expression that means passing the buck.
Rule 30.
You use it like that, like passing the one. Like it's like you just like, yeah, there's I don't really have to do anything. I'm going to show you an actual video of what is referred to as the bystander effect. That's what diffusion of responsibility is about. In the Bible, in the bystander video about the shame, you're actually going to see people in need and people choosing to not help somebody who's clearly asking for help. And it's going to be kind of entertaining, if not sad. It's a short video. It's only about 3 minutes. I got it. It's only 3 minutes. I'll take it. You probably, yeah, you should be able to see it anyway. Whoops. Can't see anything right now.
Place like this street.
Okay, so just so you know, they're doing a hidden camera experiment. They're at a train station in London. So this is not even here in America, but I'm sure this could apply for you.
Your city. If you were unfortunate enough to be the victim of a crime or taken ill unexpectedly, you might think that surrounded by all these people, someone would intervene. After all, isn't there safety in numbers? Psychologists say no. Research suggests that often the victim is less likely to receive assistance when surrounded by a group rather than a single bystander. When people are in a crowd, it's easier to pass the buck. It's what psychologists call the diffusion of responsibility. Liverpool Street Station in London, a busy thoroughfare for commuters. Unknown to these passers-by, Peter is an actor. As part of an experiment on bystander apathy, he's pretending to be ill. How long before he gets help? Helping would be inconvenient or even risky. He lies there for more than 20 minutes and no one raises an eyebrow.
It's also distressing for situations like this where people are obviously suffering and no one's actually helping them. But what we have here is two conflicting rules. One is the rule that we ought to help, and the other is the rule that we ought to do everybody else is doing. And here you have a group of, effectively a group of strangers who are exerting the pressure not to intervene, not to help, and it's very difficult to rebel.
Ruth, another actor, takes Peter's place. How long before she receives help? Later, 34 people have passed without stopping.
Well, people don't really want to this is not time. Well, they have got time, they just don't get involved.
Unwittingly, these strangers have silently formed a temporary group with a rule: don't get involved. They're afraid to stand out from the crowd and won't take action if no one else does. This woman has clearly spotted Ruth, but she conforms to the rule and does nothing. Watch what happens, though, when someone else helps.
You alright? Sure, a little bit. Alright.
she suddenly finds herself in a different group with a new group to help.
Unfortunately, then I saw kept seeing the breathing going on. And I looked around and I couldn't believe that no one noticed it. There was a row of saplings absorbed in reading the newspaper.
This time, Peter's dressed as a respectable gentleman. Now, with his dresses in keeping with those around him, how long before he's rescued? 6 seconds. She even calls him sir, and suddenly everyone's a good Samaritan. Because he's part of the right group. Everyone wants to help.
I was just taken to his position of being ill, and nobody helped him or he passed, so it's like I'm checking he was okay, and I thought his weight, so he must be ill, because he really sick anyway.
Okay. It's not an interesting little video.
So how did your miracle child get cancer? How does that happen?
It was a mess.
I love watching
Sophie?
Candid Camera.
You wanted to say something, Sophie?
Candid Camera. Oh.
I know you, I'm gonna let you go first,
So
and I'm gonna let everybody else
I
write some
feel
comments.
like there's two things. So with the lady, it's kind of like you don't know like what the person, like she could have been like, oh, that person's like, oh, do something. So in her mind, it's probably like, oh, that's dangerous. Like they could just grab me or whatever. And the other side is like, you like when she went to go home, she's like, okay, I have a second person, so if something does happen, like there we go.
So, yeah, it sounds like you're saying that the woman not helping could have to do with the fact she may be putting herself at risk unless somebody else is there.
And not just for women too, like anybody, cause like, you know, like Georgia, let's take the MARTA station for example, like you can see someone like laying on the ground there, but we all know like the MARTA is a little sketchy, so you just kinda like stay away from that, cause everybody's like, oh, that's the norm, like don't mess with those people kind of thing. But like when it came to the guy all dressed up, you're like, okay, he's probably like drunk or something, I don't know, like not dangerous, like let's go help him kind of thing. I don't know.
But of course, just because he's wearing a suit, that doesn't mean he's less dangerous.
Sure. But I guess like in the mind, it's like, what do you call it? What's the word for it? It's like, I can't think of it. Kind of like like you know how the trend is, like something becomes popular, you all go to it. Kind of like oh, he's dressed up nice, so like he's fine, he's nice.
Right. People make assumptions because he's like me. So he said. Okay, somebody else. What are your thoughts about seeing this video? You get a couple of responses.
Okay. So, first things first. I was about to say something a little more meaner, but I'm gonna keep my composure here. The whole entire video irritates me because
It bothers me.
I don't care if it's confused of what it's taught. You're being
You're being powered.
it's just, you see someone on the floor, like, and you just look at them and you just walk. I don't.
It did seem a little cruel. People were literally stepping over that first guy. Almost stepping on him. And he just kept moving. Not anything.
I'm sorry, I was an actor, right? Too, right? My fault if I'm taking it too deep.
No, it's fine. No, I've seen this video many times, and every time I see it, I still go, wow. That guy just missed stepping on his leg. People are so busy. So, anybody else? What are your thoughts about the video? And would you help somebody? I mean, if somebody's in this hallway, you walk out of here and there's a student in the hallway bent over on the floor asking for help, are you gonna keep going? I gotta get to my next class, I gotta get to my job, I got stuff to do. Are you gonna help this person?
I know all of us want to say yes, but probably most of us would not.
I can almost guarantee you, I feel bad saying this, because I think you guys are overall not a good person, but I think the majority of you guys are probably good people, you have a good heart. But, if you went outside and saw somebody struggling, half of you, at least half of you, are not stopping. Maybe if you're a female, maybe you don't feel so. And maybe you do have somewhere else to go. Or maybe you're simply demonstrating diffusion of responsibility. You just assume somebody else will help him out. I could share you some really unfortunate stories that I've experienced where, I'm trying to think about time to share one. See, that's so, they're both so dark. They're both kind of sad, so I'm not gonna.
Do it.
Well, I don't have time for one. What, you want it?
Just one then.
Okay. So, I was put in a situation where I had to decide whether I was gonna help or not. Now, recently as 2 months ago, there was a guy in a wheelchair rolling down the street who looked like he had been, he was jacked up all over. Part of his skin was missing from his face. His pants were falling down, he smelled like urine, and I was driving by and saw how bad he looked. So I could have kept going, because that's what everybody else was doing, but I looked back around to see what was going on, to see if he needed help. I ended up having to stay with him and call the ambulance, but they were actually familiar with this guy. They were like, he refuses to go to the hospital. But at least I tried. At least I didn't just zoom past him like hundreds of those other cars were doing. Now, there was once when I used to work in radio, and I was driving our promotional radio station vehicle. It was me and 2 friends. We were sitting in the van that was parked in front of my house, because it was raining really, really, really hard. And we were like, well, let's just sit here in the van till the rain slacks up, and then we'll run into my house. But while we're sitting there, and it's raining really hard, we look through the window, and it looks like a man and a woman, look like they're like playing in the rain. We're like, why are they playing in the rain? Like, you should be inside. As they got closer to us, we could see the man is basically carrying her, and she's actually fighting. She's trying to resist. She's trying to break free of him. And we're like, what? Because getting involved with a domestic situation is dangerous. That's just a fact. Like, if you see 2 people arguing or fighting, you get involved, you risk your life. They could be male, female, 2 guys. That is dangerous. It could be 2 dogs. Interfering with 2 dogs fighting, you're risking self-injury. And so I was in a position like, what do I do? And then it escalated, because then there was an alley near where we were sitting in the van. He carried her down this alleyway. Now what do I do? Do I jump out the van and say, what are you doing? And I don't know, have to deal with him, possibly get shot, stabbed, or have to physically fight him? I don't know. Do I get out the van and he sees that I'm in a radio station van parked in front of that house, and now he knows where my mother and I live, and he tries to give payback? Or he damages this van, which is part of my job? All these things are going through my head.
Put the camera on.
What camera?
You're in a news van, don't you have a
No.
camera?
He's in a radio station.
Oh.
There's no van. This is the van I take to places and go to block parties and blast music and give out free T-shirts and Coca-Cola. This is not that type of vehicle.
I would yell to say that to you in the corner.
This is during an era there weren't. See, you guys grew up with cell phones. There were no cell phones then. This is the 1990s. There were no cell phones. I know specifically when it was.
Yeah, but if you have a tape in a boot box, you can press record in it, and you can record over.
Well, plus it's also like if someone's like beating the crap out of you.
But you can't. It's not going to work. It's pouring down. So ultimately, I'll just tell you what I did, and we got to move on. Once I saw him going down the alley, I was like, okay, I got to do something. I wasn't going to confront him, because that's too risky, and it jeopardizes my safety, the safety of my mom, the house. I jumped out in the pouring rain and I ran to the house and I called the police. And then I waited, I was soaked, waited. The police came quickly. I was surprised. They came well, actually there's a police station 5 minutes from my house, so that's cool. They came, unfortunately, by the time I told them, I'm literally showing them what alley, by the time they were no longer in that alley. So what happened after that, I have no idea. But that just shows you that when you're faced with a situation to help somebody, there is a lot that goes through your mind. Now, I'm more willing to help the guy in the wheelchair. I'm pretty sure I was safe. He was an older guy, he smelled like urine, his pants were hanging down, he had scraps, skin's ripped off. But in that other situation, I have to process, how much am I putting myself at risk? But I'm not gonna, but at the same time too, my wife and I were in London last year, this guy was talking serious, he was threatening a female bus driver. And I admit, I had some racial feelings about it because the guy was white and the bus driver was black. And he was standing in front of the bus, he was threatening to get on and her, and I was just I told my wife, I was like, I am not letting him lay hands on her. I was like, nope, it's not happening. So,
Did that passenger get kicked off?
He wasn't on, he was off the bus, standing in front of the bus, and he wouldn't let the bus move, and he was threatening her.
What happened?
And I was like, he is not getting on that bus and putting his hands on her. I was just not gonna let it happen. And I'm a tourist, I'm not even from London, but the optics of that, no.
What happened to him then?
Eventually he moved out the way and she drove off. But what was really cool about the buses in London, they have a separate plastic, so he would have had a lot to get through to get to her anyway.
Did he get in trouble?
I don't know. All right, last term, I believe. Yes, last term, yep. Altruism, behavior meant to help another person without regard of self-interest. Altruism or being altruistic is simply doing things for
Behavior
others
meant to help another person.
without your personal interest involved, without looking for a reward. You're just giving of your time and your money because you want to do it. That's altruism. That's being altruistic.
Volunteering.
That's volunteering, yep. All right. We get ready to do a review activity.
What was that definition of altruism again?
It's the last thing. It's behavior meant to help another person without
Regard or self-interest.
That's it. All right. Who's familiar with Game Family Feud?
Oh,
Okay,
done this before, guys.
Okay. I'm assuming you guys are familiar with Game Family Feud. Okay. Here's the deal. To play this activity, I need at least 12 people because there's 2 parts of this game. If you're interested, and you participate, I can have one. Anybody participates, you get 5 points for the final. So,
All right.
so you know, so if you need some bonus points. So, so I need 2 teams. I need 1 team to sit right there and 1 team to sit here.
You think I won't embarrass myself for 5 points?
Oh, you get to bring your notes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh? Bring your notes. 1 team here, 1 team here. Or 1 team can be right here. You can be right here. And 4, let's do 4 and 4, 5 points. Might even give you 7 points. I might be so generous. This is come up here. You need, the teams who are participating, I need 1 team here, 1 team here. While you're doing that, and you get to use your notes. Now, just for the sake of time, just because I say you can use your notes, that does not mean you have all day to answer a question. Where's the team at? Who's the team that's participating in the first round? Are you a team?
We're trying to make a team.
You only need 4. I just need 4 and 4.
I thought you said 12.
I need 12 altogether. Okay, so let me explain. I need first 2 4-people teams and then I need two people teams. So you, one team, it's just you and one other person, and then I need 4. So,
Okay, that's 4.
are you guys gonna be a team?
Be 2.
Okay, who's the other team over here?
I think it's
Are you two a team? Okay, I need 2 more people for this squad.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, so you guys, I'm gonna need 2 more teams of 2, but not yet. I know you guys already moved, don't even move, stay where you are. If you see a question you don't know the answer to, I advise you take a picture. Because this review activity, everything on here is on the test. Every single thing. Now, I used to work with Family Feud. So my job was a testing coordinator, so I auditioned the families to see if they were gonna be good enough to be on the show.
Really?
That was my job. When the show was taped in LA, we had rehearsed.
How long did you do that?
Did Steve Harvey ever give you the stare?
I didn't work with Steve. Steve Harvey was not the host there. There was this guy named Louis Anderson. He only did 1 season. That was the 1 season I worked there. He only did 1 season. It was Steve Harvey. That show was done here. When I worked there, it was done in LA.
When?
It's like 1998, 2000, something like that. It was a long time ago. But okay, so you guys are a team. Okay, so what's your team's name? I'm gonna call you guys the green team. You guys are the red team. Because you got the red button, green, red team. You want to be the red team? Sure. Okay. It's easy. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Now, here's the thing. Just like Family Feud, here are the rules. You cannot yell out answers.
You need to raise your hand.
You need to, when it's your turn to answer, I'll come to you. Do you have the answer? If you get it wrong, we go move on down the line. Also, you only have a certain amount of time to find the answers in your notes. If you take longer than 30 seconds, I'm giving you a buzz. I'm giving you an X, and we're moving on. Okay? You guys clear?
Understood.
Okay. If there's anything else you need to know. That's it. We need to play the feud. Okay, so let me.
So these are chapters.
11, 12, 13, 14.
Okay.
All right, this is for real. We're really about to play the feud now, just so you know. Welcome to the Family Feud. Today, it's the red team. That's you guys taking on the green team. All right. Are we ready to play the game?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, here we go. Okay. Right now, I need a member from the red team and a team from the green team. Come on up right here. Come on up to the camera. Come on.
All right, guys, come on.
Come on. Everybody's getting it.
So
All of
bring
you.
our notes?
This is the one time you can't bring your notes. Come on up. Stand right here.
All right, might as well.
This is the one time you can't bring your notes.
Come on.
Put one hand down on the counter. One hand on the counter, please. Just one. All right. Here is your question. You can look on, it's going to be on the screen too if you want. Here is your question. Top 4 answers on the board. An important factor that initially attract 2 people to each other.
2,
That is what attracts 2 people to each other. What is?
religion and physical.
You know what? I will give you physical. Correct. That is number 1 answer. Ask your team, do you want to play or do you want to pass? Ask your team, do they want to play?
Let's play.
You want to play or pass?
Let's play.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. You got the red team, you're in control. Let's move on over to Nicholas. You have the next question. What name important factors that attract 2 people to one another?
Proximity.
Proximity. Very good. Sophie. Got about 30 seconds. Clock is ticking. Near exposure. And there's one answer remaining. Do you have the one answer remaining? Let's see, is that it? And of course that is. There you go. Does anybody need to take a picture of the question again? This is on the test. I promise you, it's a question on the test.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're good?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's move on to round number 2. Each team, send somebody on down. One of you guys can come on up here. One of you guys can come on up here. Okay. One hand on the platform. Okay, here we go. Top 4 answers are on the board. When are people more likely to conform to group pressure? When are people more likely to conform to group pressure? Whenever you have an answer, you hit the buzzer. When are people more likely to conform to group pressure? In your notes, it'll be under the section of conforming. There are several reasons why people would, yes.
Let me see somebody else do it.
Let's see. You know what? That's interesting. When they see somebody else doing it.
Too vague.
I'm gonna say that's too vague. Do you have a better answer? Why might people conform? That's close, that's tough. You guess.
I'm gonna take a shot at that. To fit in?
Ooh, that's vague too. Okay. You guys have a seat. You guys bring somebody else on up. Somebody, one of your other team members come up.
No.
Whoever. Well, somebody who hasn't come.
Let's say I already did my test.
Yeah, here we go. Same question. Put the question back up. Okay. When are people more likely to conform to group pressure?
When they see everybody else agree.
When they what?
See everybody else agree.
In which they see that everyone agrees. Would you like to play or pass?
We'll do it.
You gonna play?
Yes.
They want to play. All right, then you can go back to your team. Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's go to you, Carter. When are people more likely to conform to a group?
When they admire a group's status or attractiveness.
Ooh, that sounds like a good answer. Number 1 answer on the board. Okay. Saeed, what do you have? When are people more likely to conform to group pressure?
I don't know.
Okay, well, there we go. Get your first X. James. When are people more likely to conform to group pressure? When they get their second X, you guys you can huddle up and come up with an answer.
Jesus. I'm gonna go with
When are people more likely to conform to
oh my god. No, I'm losing it.
Okay.
X.
All right, back to you. When are people more likely to conform to a group?
When they got no clear answer.
When they have what?
No clear answer.
I thought you said when they have no clear friends. That would be funny. But yes, that is correct. Person has no clear answers. There's one answer remaining.
When they have to respond publicly.
And there we go. Congratulations. So we have, you guys won the first round. You guys won the second round. Very good. We have an even game. All right. All right. Next person. Come on to who. If you haven't been here, come on up here. Saeed, I think you haven't come
It's your
up here.
turn.
Come on up.
Okay, okay.
Come on up.
But leave my notes here.
Yep, leave your notes here. This is the only place you can't bring your notes. Okay. All righty. Put your hand on the platform. Very good.
Right.
Here is your question. Top 3 answers are on the board. Name the 3 categories or types of stressors, or name one of the categories of stressors. There's 3 categories of stressors. Name one. Anybody has anything? All right, you guys can go to your seat. Okay. James, you've already been, it's back up to you, come on up. Let's see, Amy, Katie, Amy, come on back over here. Come on back up. There are 3 categories or types of stressors. Can you put your hand up? Name one. Did I hit that again? It's so soft. What do you have there?
Catastrophe.
Let's see, let's hide this question. And catastrophes or cataclysmic events. Are your team playing or passing?
Play.
All right, you gotta play, very good. All right, let's go, I think I'm going this way. Wait a minute, so Saeed.
That way. That's not that.
Okay, since he was just up here. James.
Sorry, Carl.
What was the question again?
There are 3 categories or types of stressors. The first one is catastrophes or cataclysmic events.
I'm gonna go relationships.
That is incorrect. Back here, what do you have?
Background?
Can you elaborate on that one? You're in the ballpark. You really are.
Everyday annoyances.
Okay, I'm gonna go with everyday annoyances. I'm gonna call it daily hassles.
Nice.
There's 1 answer remaining. You have the answers, Saeed? 3 categories of stressors. Daily hassles, catastrophes, or cataclysmic events. There's 1 more missing.
Let's see. Destruction of a.
Good try there, though. You guys can steal this round. What do you have? There's 1 answer remaining.
Background stressors?
That's not exactly what I'm looking for.
Oh, personal stress. Long term?
That is what I'm looking for. You guys give me points.
Damn.
Oh, so then we put 4 down
Son of
for
a-
that.
All right. So you guys have last and final round for you 2, and then I'm going to need 4 people from that group over there. All right. Who hasn't been up there? Everybody's been up there.
Everyone's been up.
I guess we start from the beginning. Well, you were just here. Who went up after you? Up to the lectern.
Was it you that went up?
James, come on up.
I think so. Yeah.
And who was up here when you were up here, James? Okay, come on up here. 1 last category. Okay, here's your question. Top 5 answers are on the board. Name a reason why women experience depression twice as often.
Sexual abuse.
The man said sexual abuse. Let's see what you got here. Higher risk for physical and sexual abuse. Are you guys playing or passing?
Play.
You sure? Okay, take your seat. All right, they decide they want to play. All right, 4 answers still remaining on the board. Let me go with you, Sophie.
Can you do the question again?
The question is, name a reason why
Jigsaw
women
would've been nice.
experience depression twice as often.
I guess it was.
A reason why women experience depression twice as often. You said typically lower wages. Okay. They typically make lower wages or less money. Very good. All right, 3 answers still remaining.
Different coping mechanisms.
Okay, you guys are on the roll. They use different coping mechanisms. 2 answers remaining. Back to you, Amy.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
I'm not there.
You guys are funny.
Okay.
Well, biological, hormonal.
Duh. 1 answer remaining.
Differences in brain structure.
Different in brain. Outstanding. Okay. Great job. I think they beat you guys 3 rounds to 1. So congratulations to the red team. Okay, now I need to make sure. I want to make sure I write everybody's name down who participated because I want to give you your bonus points for the test. Okay, now, who are the 2 people teams on this side? Well, who's 2 people team? In fact, where you and your person team, why don't you guys come up right here? Who's coming? Nobody's coming? Nobody wants the bonus points? All I need is 4 people, 2 and 2. You're not working by yourself. You can bring your notes. This is strictly notes. You're not even coming up here. Because we're about to do the fast money round. But I would bring your notes if I were you. Okay, I'll see who you going to. She needs a teammate. You're not going to battle the sexes? You're going to have guys against girls? Nobody's going to be her teammate?
We a team.
No, you guys come up here. She came up here. She came up here.
Only 10 minutes left.
I'm giving you 7 minutes. Come on. Nobody wants 7 points for the exam? 7 points. Wow. You guys need to stop thinking. I know you guys are afraid of being embarrassed, but the reality, this is not for you personally. This is to help one another prepare for the test by going over the information that will be on your final. Okay. Now, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to say, guys against the girl. Well, no, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to say, I don't know. The caps versus the braids?
Sure.
What the hell? All right. So now we're going to the fast money round. Here's how this works. Each team, you get to answer 5 questions. You have 3 minutes to answer these questions. So you have 3 minutes to get to your notes, find the answer. If you don't have an answer, you can say pass and come back to it. Please. It used to be 2. I changed this last night to 3. I was like, we're talking 3. Normally, this is only 2 minutes.
I say 3 minutes.
I'm gonna let you guys say. Should this be 3 minutes or 2?
2 minutes.
Who says 2 minutes back there? Who says 3 minutes? Okay, fine, you got 3 minutes. Okay, like I said, you gotta come up with the answers yourself.
Right.
But you can say pass and find it and come back, whatever you want to do. All right? Now, here's what's interesting. Right now you see 10 questions. That's 10 questions for your exam. The previous first round of Family Feud, there was 4 rounds, so that was 4 questions. So now this is 14 questions total that will be on the test. I'm gonna give you a parting gift that's gonna have another 20 questions. Well, another 10 questions. Okay, now, ladies, I'm gonna let you decide. Would you like to go first or second? If you choose to go first, they get to pick category 1. They get to pick 1 through 5 or 6 through 10. You guys wanna go first? What do you? You wanna go first? Or you want them to go first?
They can go first.
Okay, so they're gonna go first? Okay. So do you wanna do questions 1 through 5 or 6 through 10? You get to pick.
6 through 10.
Okay. Gentlemen, you're gonna get questions 1 through 5. Pay attention, everyone. And so this is how it's gonna work for fast money. Let me set my phone for 3 minutes. Okay. Guys, are you ready? Okay, I'm gonna hit, once I finish reading the first question, I'm gonna start the clock. You wanna start with question 6? Wait, you guys, are you going 6 through 5? You guys
We're going
6
6 through 10. They're going 1 through 5.
Okay, 1 through 10. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. I'm gonna start the clock as soon as I read it. The first question says, brought about by a desire to follow the beliefs of others. I'm starting the clock. What does that mean? What matches that term? Brought about by a desire to follow the beliefs of others. You can skip it and come back if you like. The clock is ticking. 2:45. Brought about by a desire to follow the beliefs of others. You can skip and come back to it. You want to move on or you have an answer? What do you have? Conformity is correct. If you didn't know the answer, that's conformity. Very good, you got that correct. Next question. This is a disorder in which a person displays characteristics of two or more distinct personalities. A disorder in which a person displays bipolar. That is incorrect. But it's still on the board. You can answer again, or you can go to another question. It's up to you. But just know the clock is ticking. You have now 2 minutes remaining. A disorder in which a person displays characteristics of two or more personalities. 2 or more. You want to keep looking, or you want to go to another question? 1 minute 40 seconds. One other question? You can skip and come back. Okay, next question. So you gotta do next question. A person's psychological response to a stressor that consists of 3 stages: alarm, resistance, and exhaustion. General adaptation syndrome is correct. Question number 4. The branch of psychology related to the wellness and illness, including prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of medical problems. What branch of psychology are they talking about that's related to wellness? A specific type of psychology. 54 seconds. I can go to number 5 if you like. A branch of psychology related to wellness, illness, including prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of medical problems. That is actually correct. Very good. That is correct. Health psychology. You have 30 seconds left. Here's question 5. A type of behavior that involves hostility, competitiveness, time urgency, and feeling driven. This is a type of behavior. Kind of like a personality. Type A? That is correct. Outstanding job. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you got them. You got 5 out of 4. Not bad. Okay. And the timer goes off. Okay. All right, brains. You guys ready? Yes. Okay. And we're gonna find out what the answer is for number 2 in a moment. I'm gonna leave that in case we need a tiebreaker. Okay. Let me set the timer. I'm gonna read the first question. And then I'm gonna start the timer. A belief that responsibility for taking action is shared among those present. A belief that responsibility for taking action is shared among everybody. I could give you a clue, but I'm not going to. You can skip it and come back to it. You sure can. Let's see, question number 7. This is a type of treatment. This treatment teaches people to think in more adaptive and helpful ways to cope. This type of treatment, teaches people to think in a better way.
Cognitive?
Cognitive therapy would be correct. Yes, cognitive treatment. Okay, moving on to number 8. A person modifies the stressful problem by taking action to reduce or get rid of the stress. That's a tough question because we covered that a long time ago. A person modifies the stressful problem by taking action to reduce or get rid of the stress. That's tough. You have to really have that in your notes. It's a type of coping.
Can we skip and come back?
We sure can. We got 1 minute 37. Okay. A therapy that relies on drugs and other medical procedures to improve psychological conditioning. What type of therapy relies on drugs? 1:15. Pull up number 10 if you like.
Drug therapy?
I can see why you would say that, but there's even a broader term than drug therapy. There's a much broader term.
Is it a mood stabilizer?
Mm-mm. You were close, right there.
Antipsychotic drug.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God.
You want the next question?
Yes.
All right, here we go. A type of behavior that characterized by being impatient or okay, you are correct. The answer is type B. You get that correct? And now we have 3 left unanswered, and you have 25 seconds.
Prejudice for 6.
Nope. The belief that responsibility for taking action is shared amongst those present. All right. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All right. Well, it would appear that, do me a favor, I need everybody who participated, I need to write your names on this sheet so I know who to give the 7 points to. All right, let's answer these unanswered questions. And I'm going to give you your other study guide that you'll be taking with you.
To practice for the test list.
Okay, real quick, because we're right out of time. Disorder in which a person displays characteristics of 2 or more distinctive personalities. What is that? Dissociative identity disorder.
Also known as DID.
Also known as DID. That's self-written. Okay, so and then the next category we have the belief that the responsibility for taking action is shared among those present. We just talked about it today.
Diffusion of responsibility.
Diffusion of responsibility. That's the whole thing. It's like thinking everybody else is, we're all responsible. A person modifies the stressful problem by taking action to reduce or get rid of the stress.
Problem focused.
Is problem focused coping. We talked about that. That was months ago, probably. That's problem focused coping. And then finally, a therapy that relies on drugs.
Biomedical.
It is biomedical therapies. Biomedical therapy is the answer. Okay, real quick.
What was the very last one, Ken?
Type B. This is a crossword puzzle. You're going to have to do this on your own, but this is 10 more questions. We'll go through this quickly. The answers are on the back. You just have to find where they fit on the crossword puzzle. This is 10 different terms. All of these are on the test. All these on the test. Also, final announcements. You guys know not to be here next week. It's Thanksgiving. This was our last day of full class. Our final will be December 2nd, Tuesday. You come right here to take your final. I hope you guys are listening. Please bring your number 2 pencil, your Scantron sheet, and be on time. On December the 1st, your quizzes are due. Your last quizzes are due. By the way, make sure you sign if you participate.
I already did them all.
Okay, outstanding. He already did them all, so he doesn't worry about it. You got to get them in. If you miss the test and you want to make it up, you can make it up after the final. Are there any questions? If you haven't signed the attendance sheet, please sign. And if you participated, make sure you sign. Who needs a crossword puzzle? Where is it? Huh? It's coming right there. Bring that participation sheet
Hey,
on
what's the answer
down.
for number 7?
Give me a second. Let me pass these out here. Back there. Here's your crossword puzzle study guide. Pass those around. Pass around.
Can I use your pen?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
If you participated, make sure you sign that sheet on the first row.
That'll be all.
Question number 7
I use this pen.
was cognitive treatment.
That'll be all for today.
That's it for today. Have a marvelous and safe holiday week. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy your loved ones. Hope to see you on after that.